American girls and American guys will always stand.
Liked the ideas of the Republicans over the last 10 to 15 years.
Now, let's talk about Ronald Reagan. What you just repeated here today is patent. Wait, no, Hillary, you just spoke.
I did not say anything about Ronald Reagan. You said two things. You talked about admiring Ronald Reagan, and you talked about the ideas of the Republicans. I didn't talk about...
But Michael Dukakis created jobs 3 times faster than you did, Mitt.
Well, as a matter of fact, George Bush and his predecessor created jobs at a faster rate than you did, Governor.
That's not correct.
Yeah, it is correct.
Nice to see everybody came prepared for tonight's conversation.
Well, I'm frankly not interested in your effort to get Republicans fighting each other.
Mr. Speaker, we've got a choice. I'm not interested in a fight, but we've got a choice between the individual mandate and not. So anyway, go ahead.
You would like to puff this up into some giant thing.
We are a nation that has a government, not the other way around.
Are the American people fit to govern themselves, to rule themselves, to control themselves? I believe they are. I am not leading this fight as a matter of aesthetic pleasure. I am leading because somebody must lead, or else the fight would not be made at all.
We can and will resolve the problems which now confront us. And after all, why shouldn't we believe that? We are Americans.
I shall resign the presidency effective at noon tomorrow. Vice President Ford will be sworn in as president at that hour in this office.
I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. I never told anybody to lie, not a single time, never. These allegations are false, and I need to go back to work for the American people. Thank you.
President Bush has talked about our staying in Iraq for 50 years.
Maybe 100. That'd be fine with me.
At least for America's future, the Democratic National Committee is responsible for the content of this advertising.
The president feels that we are at a moment when we need to take significant action to create jobs.
Creating jobs has to be our #1 priority in 2010.
We now have to pivot and focus on jobs and growth.
This is my administration's overriding focus. My singular focus over the next 2 years is jump-starting the economy.
Our people are hurt.
Getting the unemployed back on the job.
Unemployment is unconscionable.
And able to support their families.
Look at this, 9,000 people lined up in an LA jobs fair.
Mounting concerns the nation is slipping back into recession.
0 new jobs were added in the month of August.
Creating jobs is now the #1 priority because the president knows keeping his job may depend on it.
We know as a nation, as we said, our thoughts and prayers are with those families and those injured and those who are the casualties of today's attack. We also remember those thousands of people who are rescue workers. We ask now that we all bow our heads in a moment of silence and remembrance.
A remarkable tableau of political unity there on the steps of the Capitol building. Party leaders from both houses and a number of members.
And beside her, and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountains to the prairies to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God
no matter how long it may take us to overcome this premeditated invasion, the American people in their righteous might will win through to absolute victory.
Give it to me.
0 jobs. Not a single job being added.
No jobs created. Zero.
People are demoralized. What has happened? 0 new jobs.
Change has come to
1 in 6 Americans are living in poverty.
That's 1 in 6 Americans.
Instead, you've just done nothing.
All they're doing is participating in political theater.
Who gets the ear of both sides, maybe owing to your independent nature. And I'm wondering, though, whether cooler or more independent heads can prevail here in an environment where it looks like the name-calling is back.
Yeah, well, cooler heads better prevail, or the whole country's going to suffer, because we're...
There are also those who claim that our reform efforts would ensure illegal immigrants. This, too, is false. The reforms I'm proposing would not apply to those who are here illegally. It's not true.
You know, the president's latest ploy, as he's dealing with members trying to convince them to vote against their constituents and to vote with him, is to make the point that his presidency is on the line. Well, I'm sorry, Mr. President, this isn't about you. It's not about the office you hold, and it's not about the Speaker. This is about the American people and the health care system that they want for our country.
But we have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it away from the fog of the controversy.
And look at how this bill was written. Can you say it was done openly? With transparency and accountability? Without backroom deals and struck behind closed doors? Hidden from the people? Hell no, you can't! Have you read the bill? Have you read the reconciliation bill? Have you read the manager's amendment? Hell no, you haven't!
States of America really is the last great hope of mankind. I believe her best days have not yet been lived.
The United States of America is the most successful nation the world has ever known. I think that's largely because we're the freest nation. Humans cannot reach their potential, cannot realize their dreams unless they're free.
If prosperity were easy, everybody around the world would be prosperous. If freedom were easy, everybody around the world would be free. If security were easy, everybody around the world would be secure. They are not. None of this is going to be easy. But this is the United States of America.
Anti-war movement.
We're ashamed the President of the United States is from Texas.
They shouldn't have their feelings hurt just because some people don't want to buy their records.
They shouldn't have their feelings hurt? What a dumb...
Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes. Men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, and what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men, machine men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines, you are not cattle, you are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate, only the unloved hate, the unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery, fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men, in you. You, the people, have the power. The power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful future. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world, a decent world, that will give men a chance to work, that will give youth a future and old age a security. By the promise of these things, brutes have risen to power, but they lie. They do not fulfill that promise. They never will. Dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Now let us fight to fulfill that promise. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason, a world where science and progress will lead to all men's happiness. Soldiers,